Hey y'all, happy Saturday. And today's gonna be a little different. I don't have my usual setup. I'm in a new space. I'm at my in-laws. And so yeah, just giving me a new surrounding. And I'm so excited to be here today. If you don't know me, I am Jaree Williams. I am a postpartum coach, helping new moms achieve balance through self-care, support, and most of all, showing up for themselves. So today we're going to be talking about self-love, but I'm going to give it a second to see if anyone is logging on still, getting ready for the live, because I did click on a little early. So yeah, and if you are, let me see, because y'all don't got my tripod today, so I'm a little trying to get it together. Let me see. I got you. Got this. Pin this up a little bit and pin my post. And this is going to be a great live. I'm so excited. All right, so let's get started. I'm giving people time to still come on, but if you are on, let me know where you are from and how are you feeling today. I know I am a little tired, but I am here. I'm showing up. And y'all, I didn't even have all my stuff when I packed to come over here. I left my makeup. I left the tripod, y'all. I don't know what I had going on, but I'm here. So I just want y'all to know we're talking about self-love today. And this is a part of self-love, just showing up for yourself. And I'm still excited. I'm still happy. And we're going to make it work, okay? All right, so today during this live, I'm going to be telling you about what is self-love and how you do know that you're showing yourself self-love consistently. Not every once in a while, but on a regular, because I know it's so important to be selfful. And selfful means that you're filling yourself up consistently. So let me know, how often do you make time for yourself? How often do you do activities that you enjoy? How often do you set boundaries? How often do you really just show up and do things that are going to help you become who you want to be? Those are kind of things that you have to ask when you think about self-love, because that's part of being selfful. And self-love and selfful go together, okay? And I have my notes on here or right here, so y'all just bear with me because But I'm so excited to make sure y'all have everything you need so that you can go in this week filled up. So make sure you grab a pen and paper, because you want to take notes on this, y'all. Like, this is just amazing notes. Like, this is things I've been working on, things I've learned, and I'm continuing to tweak. So the first thing you have to know is, what does self-love mean to you? So it can look different for everyone. So I want you to take a second to think, what does self-love mean to you? Because I know for me, self-love means treating yourself as valuable daily through self-care, setting boundaries, and assessing your energy. Self-love is important, okay? So when you're assessing your energy, you have to check in with yourself. And I know I do this throughout the day. Like, okay, Jaree, how are you feeling? Especially with me. I'm on my second pregnancy, y'all. About to have baby number 2. And so I just have to make sure that I'm assessing my energy. I'm making sure that I'm like, okay, how are you feeling? Do you need water? Do you need a meal? Do you need to just sit down for a moment? Are you doing too much? Like, just really assessing, what am I doing and how is my energy flowing? Is my energy flowing to me, out me, or both ways? Or is it flowing? And the goal is to get your energy flowing. So you're pouring into yourself as you're pouring out to others, you know. Think about like a waterfall. Like, you know, the water's flowing in and it's still going out and it's just flowing, okay? So that's a really big thing, is knowing what self-love means to you. Everyone has their own definition. So make sure you write down your definition of self-love and look at it so that you always remind yourself what it is until it's automatic. Until you're like, okay, self-love is key. And self-love begins with how you view yourself. How are you looking at yourself? On the outside, on the physical, on the inside. How are you really looking at yourself? Are you speaking life into yourself? Are you building up yourself? Are you investing in yourself? Like, really looking at these things. Like, it doesn't always matter how you show up. You don't have to have a full face on and makeup, or your hair doesn't always have to be perfect, or you don't always have to have your outfit dressed to the 10. It's about how you view yourself. Yes, it's nice to get dressed up and show up. Those are good things. I enjoy doing that as well. But that doesn't mean that's going to determine how I feel about myself. Okay? Especially as a mom, you already know your body changes, especially like when you're pregnant. Your face changes. Y'all see I'm getting weight in my face and I'm looking different, y'all. But that's not how I view myself, because I know that's not me, okay? And I'm going through a process of giving life. So that's what makes me view myself as like, girl, you amazing. Like, do you see what you're doing? And you have to do the same thing for you. Like, how are you viewing yourself, especially after baby? Are you talking down on yourself, or are you speaking confidently within yourself? And those are the things you have to think about. Like, how am I speaking to myself? How do I see myself when I pass the mirror? Do I see myself like, oh my goodness, I have stretch marks, I'm having all this weight gain, like my body's never gonna look the same like before? And that's okay, because you're going through a journey and your body's gonna change. You're not gonna always look like how you did when you were younger. I don't look like how I did when I was 15, so I don't expect that. So you have to do the same for you. You also want to know how you treat yourself. How are you showing up? Thinking about your wellness areas. Are you taking care of your body? Are you physically working out? Are you being aware of what you're putting into your body? What are you eating? Are you eating meals that's going to fuel your body? Are you going to eat meals that's going to make you sluggish? Like, you have to think about these things. Think about your mental health. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you seeking support if you do need help? These are the things you treat yourself. It doesn't mean like, oh, I'm going to treat myself, or I'm going to go buy something, I'm going to go do something. Like, no, that doesn't always equate to self-love. Self-love is internal, and you have to make sure that you're treating yourself accordingly. Think about how you treat your children. Like, you treat your children with love. Like, you're always encouraging them, celebrating them, kissing on them. Like, these so many things, and you're just admiring them. You have to do the same for you. Because you matter and you are worth it, okay? You have that value. And I'm going to tell you how you have that value. I know in my program I'm getting ready to launch for y'all again this round, we talk about how you are valuable and how you have authority and you show up, okay? Because you are the foundation of your home. You matter. So that's why it's so important to know how you're treating yourself and how you view yourself, okay? Because that's what's going to make you show up with that authority, with that confidence, with that, oh, I know what I'm here to do, okay? So also show up for yourself. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily mean you have to, like how you say, you don't have to necessarily always have to be dressed up to show up for yourself. You can show up for yourself by making time for yourself, making 5 minutes of quiet time, or reading affirmations to yourself, or really planning out a date for yourself. You can date yourself too, just like you date your partner. You can date yourself and show up for you. You can go to therapy, show up for you. You can hang out with friends to show up for you. You can do things that are outside of just getting dressed. Yes, getting dressed can change your day though, for real. But I want you to know, how am I showing up for myself on a regular? Am I taking care of my wellness areas? Am I eating good? Am I working out? Am I investing in my learning? Am I trying to be a learner of life? Do I have growth mindset? Do I have some things I need to heal through, need to work on? Like, look at your self-development. There's so many factors that you have to consider when you show up for yourself. And that's what I talk about in my coaching, telling them, how do you show up for yourself? Doesn't necessarily mean it's physical. Like, you have to show up mentally, physically, soulfully, emotionally. You have to show up in those areas so that you can be healed inner, and it's going to show on your outside. Okay all right, I hope you with me. Okay, all right. So these are the things that you begin with for self-love. That doesn't even mean that you got into the deepness of it. It's like, that's just the start of it. You're looking at how you view yourself. You're looking at how you treat yourself and show up for yourself. Okay, so I want you to remember that how you view, treat, and show up for yourself is the beginning of self-love. So you have to take a moment to reflect on where you are now and where you want to be. And I know you're like, okay, Jaree, I see how I view myself, treat myself, and show up for myself. But how do I do this consistently and on a regular, like making sure that I'm putting self first? And it's not always easy being a woman, putting yourself first, okay? Because we have so many hats we wear, so many roles. But y'all, guess what? You can do this. Because if you don't show up for you, how are you going to show up for other people? I always think about, because I've been reading Matthew a lot, and I always think about how Jesus, he would step back to show up for himself. He would take that moment to fill himself up with spending time with God and going away alone. It's like, if he can do that, we can do that too. And so it's so important to make sure that you are taking that time to take a step back to fill yourself up, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You're just going to have drops, and those drops are not going to be beneficial, because that means you're going to be overwhelmed, you're burned out, you're surviving, like you're just going through the days, and you don't want to live like that. So here's some ways to do this. Talking to and about yourself with love. Like, right now I can say, Jaree, you look amazing. I know you are going through a process of giving birth again, but you look good in the process. You are taking care of yourself. You are showing up for yourself, and you're embracing yourself this time around. Like, I know the first time I was pregnant, I struggled with the changes, but this time, because I love myself more than the external, I'm okay with it. And so you may not be pregnant, but it's just an example to know that you have to speak to yourself with love. Just like you would talk to your family members, just like you would talk to your children, just like you would talk to your spouse. Speak to yourself the same way. You have to prioritize yourself. If that means setting boundaries. I know in the morning I have quiet time. I'm working on going to silent time, but that's a whole nother video. But I'm working on making sure that I am filling myself up in the morning, whether I'm journaling, I'm reading something inspirational, I'm doing a devotion. I'm spending something, prioritizing myself to make sure I am good for the day. And also I make times throughout the day. That's why planning takes intentionality, because I'm planning spots throughout the day to show up for myself. I'm like, okay, when my son's taking a nap, I'm going to rest, and I'm going to find something I enjoy. Or before bed, I'm going to do something that makes me happy. Like finding those spots throughout the day. You can do that. You may only be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but you can build up and build on. Because before you know it, you're going to be like, wow, like I've been making myself feel good consistently, and I look better, and I'm showing up different, and my family sees that. In my home, it feels more loving and more peaceful and more uplifting, because I started doing that. Okay, you have to take breaks on giving yourself feedback and grow. So I know oftentimes we always love to hear like what we can work on, but you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to tell yourself the things that you're doing good at. Even if you're tired and you wake up in the morning and you still go through your routine and you're smiling doing it, you need to celebrate that, because it takes a lot of energy when you're tired to go do the things you have to do. And when you do that, celebrate that. Like, girl, you did that. You didn't want to get up and start the day so quick, but you did it. You held your son all day or daughter, and they were having a whole moment, and you were calm doing it. That's a celebration. Okay? You made dinner. That's a celebration, because it takes a lot of energy to cook, y'all. Like, I know I had to put like music on or find something to pump myself up with, but those are the things you can celebrate. Celebrate yourself. Also, trust yourself. Trust your decisions. Know that you are the right person for you, for your children, for your home. Trust yourself. Trust yourself if you feel like you don't want to go do something. Trust yourself if you feel like a person around you is not someone who should be around you anymore. Trust yourself to make those decisions, okay? Because that's a part of being self-worth. If you're around people who are negative and you're like, oh my goodness, it's draining when I'm over there, and you always try to find other reasons why you shouldn't be around them, like, or you find excuses, like, trust yourself and let them know, like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break from, hanging out for a little bit, but it's cool. It doesn't mean that you're not, still grateful for them to be in your life, but it's just like sometimes you have to set that distance, and that's part of trusting yourself with decisions. Being true to yourself, okay? You have to be true to yourself. You have to know who you are. And in each season, we're constantly changing. And so that's why you have to be mindful of who's around you. Be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of your energy, so that you can be true to yourself. If someone's asking you, hey, can you bring the baby over? And you're like drained, and you're like, nope. Be true to yourself with that. Don't feel like you have to be like, oh, I have to go bring them over there because I'm going to feel bad. No, like, trust yourself, be true to yourself, and don't break your neck, okay? Don't break your neck trying to do stuff for other people, because you will be drained. and you won't be happy. But when you create those boundaries, people will understand and they will be more respectful of you because you are doing that for yourself, and that's self-love too. You gotta set those boundaries though. So set them boundaries because they make a difference. Because sometimes if you don't create that barrier, people are just gonna keep running. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep going. Keep asking. Keep doing stuff, and then it's gonna be like, what else do I have to give? But if you didn't set those boundaries up, then how do you expect them to know when to stop? Okay, so that's part of being selfful. You have to know to set those boundaries. Also, forgive yourself. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to not know all the answers. You're going to have moments where you're like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't a wise decision. But that doesn't mean that you are not on the right path. It just means that along the way you learned a lesson. So forgive yourself for it and move on. You may not have made the right decisions on how you did certain things. Like, I know sometimes, like, even in the car, like, sometimes I may get frustrated. But, hey, son, stop. Like, but I forgive myself. He forgives me. I apologize. But it's just like you have to give yourself that grace to do so. Okay? So don't feel bad for when you have moments. You know, just forgive yourself and keep going. Because this makes me you always want to think about how you treat your close friends and family. Like, how are you treating them? That's how you need to treat yourself, but on another level. Because you come first. So don't back down, y'all. Don't back down. And I had to know that I wasn't putting myself first when I first had my son, because I was like, why am I so overwhelmed? I'm drained. I'm not happy. Like, I'm just going through the motions. Like, go to work, go home, take care of family, and just doing it over and over again. And at one moment, I was just like, I'm not happy. Like, I'm over here crying because I don't want to do this, or I just want to go to sleep, and I can't go to sleep. But I had a moment where I was like, girl, yeah, what can you do to change that? And I started doing little things. I started waking up a little earlier, doing yoga. I started journaling. I started leaving the house by myself, y'all. That's one of the best things. But that's a story for another day. That's another live. But I started doing things that I genuinely enjoy, and that's what made me show up differently. And that self-love hits different when you put yourself first, and you know what your limits are, and you know that you don't have to be perfect. It's all about making progress. So that's what I want you to start doing. I want you to start having that positive self-talk. I want you to listen to your body. Let your body lead you. Know when you have low energy, and then you can grow within that energy. Increase your energy, finding things that you enjoy, and speak over yourself with positive self-talk. Take breaks from work by doing movement or meditating. So if you're doing a task for too long, take a break. Move your body a little bit. That's still physical activity, and it's going to help your wellness, and that's going to help you think better as well. And take moments through the day to keep your phone down, okay? Keep your phone down and just know who you are. Just learn who you are. Go through your thoughts. Go through what you are working on. Go through, just find other things to do. Even activities, like just sit and read without your phone. And that's going to make a big difference as well. Because you won't spend so much time scrolling, wasting time. It's more so like, okay, I'm intentional about my time and how I spend time with myself. And then just focus on your areas of wellness each day. Think about planning out what I'm going to do for my physical, what I'm going to do for my soul, what I'm going to do for my emotions, my finances, my social, my environment. There's so many different ways that you can show up, and it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be for a long time span. I even know for me, for my environment, I do 15-minute cleans twice a day. That's it. And they make a big difference, because then I do a deep clean once a week. And that helps with my environment, and that helps with my mental, and that helps with my physical, because I'm not exerting myself trying to just run crazy, trying to clean up everything. Like, I know I don't clean I clean my son's playroom once a week, because there's no food in there or anything. It's just toys. And I'm not about to keep cleaning up every night, because I'm like, you're going to come back the next day and mess it up anyway. Or while I'm cleaning, you're going to take the stuff out. So why stress myself out? And that's one thing that I do for me, and it helps a lot. Because, hey, why am I going to keep cleaning something that you're going to keep messing up? So I think that's so important. And I know, some of you guys just came in here, so I just want you to know that self-love begins with how you view yourself, treat yourself, and show up for yourself. And if you are ready to learn about the exclusives that I'm going to be releasing, I want you to message me, yes, so I can put you on my close friends so that you can see all the things that is going to be happening soon. I'm so excited to help you guys on the self-love journey because it takes a lot, okay? It takes a lot, but you can do it, and it starts with you and making that decision. So I thank you guys for coming on, and I hope you like this replay. And if you just logged on now, just watch the replay, and it's going to be really good. And just drop in here what you're going to start doing for yourself. All right. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. See you later.